26A. I can identify the origin and diffusion of major ideas in mathematics, science, and technology that occurred in classical Greece and Rome. So for this standard, we're specifically talking about Greece and Rome. So let's compare and contrast the ideas of math, science, and technology that came from these two civilizations. So first we'll start with Greece. So in Greece, we have a couple of famous Greek people who you need to know about because they are all considered like the fathers of their respective subjects. So the first Greek to know about is Eratosthenes. So he is the father of geography. He is famous for closely calculating the true size of the earth. Next, we have Hippocrates, who is the father of medicine. So Hippocrates is famous for writing over 70 books about diseases and their treatments. Today, doctors still take an oath named after Hippocrates whenever they become a doctor. Then we have Euclid and Pythagoras. So both of these men are considered founders of geometry for creating different theorems that still are around today, such as Pythagoras is famous for the Pythagorean theorem, or a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then finally we have Archimedes, who is famous for calculating the value of pi and for developing Archimedes' principle, which explains why certain objects float in water. So all of those Greek men are famous for having invented or created or discovered these different ideas in math, science, and technology. So let's talk about Rome then. In Rome, we're focusing more on the actual concepts more than the people who created them. So in Rome, we'll start off with architecture. So Rome is famous for the archway, the arch, the dome, and concrete. So the arch and the dome are both architectural structures that were very impressive, especially for the time that they were made. Then we have the invention of concrete, which the Romans used to pave their roads to make them last thousands of years. So all of that together is technology that we still use today. Next, they built the aqueducts, which were transport systems that they built to transport water from a source, like a spring, all the way into a city where people could then use the water. They brought the water to them via aqueducts. Next, we have stone paved roads. So I mentioned concrete as a substance that they created to harden their roads to make them last longer, but their roads were also paved with stone, which was, before the Romans, unheard of. They actually physically took the time to create roads so that their soldiers could move throughout the entirety of the vast empire. Next, we have Roman numerals. Roman numerals are like I, and then V and X and VI, all of those sort of letters. Those are the Roman numerals, which was an early system for calculating numbers, but the only issue with that is that they did not have a number to signify 0. Finally, we have the Julian calendar, which is named after the Roman Emperor Julius Caesar. So the Julian calendar is where we actually get most of the names of the months that we know today. So thanks to Rome, we have the calendar that we use today. So there's one example of how this standard could appear on a test. So for this question, it says, which civilization did these achievements first originate? So we see this bubble map at the top. In the middle is the question mark. So that's where the answer is going to go. The 4 characteristics that we see, the 4 achievements, are the arch, aqueducts, paved roads, and the dome. So what is the correct answer? Which of A, B, C, or D belong in the question mark? Is it Rome, Greece, Sumer, or Egypt? The correct answer is A, Rome. So the Romans invented the arch and the dome, and the aqueducts, which transported water into their cities, and paved roads, paved with stone and concrete, that lasted forever, so that their soldiers could make it all over their expansive empire. The other three answer choices are famous for their own achievements, like Greece invented the columns, Sumer invented the number system based on the number 60, and they had their own calendar, and then Egypt created mummification and early medicine. So there were different achievements for each of these civilizations, but A, Rome, is the only one that would make sense in that question mark on the bubble map. So the correct answer is A.